Man, discussion rant part 3 for Netflix Cowboy Bebop. It's over. It's done. Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, the Netflix adaptation of Cowboy Bebop is done before it even began. It's done before it can even really begin. It's done after one season and not even a month. Not even a month. And I have to say that I'm flabbergasted. I am not even that shocked. I'm like, wow, that was just bad. Wow, that just happened. Wow, I can't believe that it was over before it even began. So let's do a little recap a little bit. Is that everybody knew that this was probably going to happen? Everyone knew that this was probably going to be like, yeah, this is probably going to be like done and over before it even began, and that's is very much true. The sad reality part of all this is that let me say this, that you kind of want it to be successful, to be like, let's hope this is good, so people can be like, hey, maybe we can get another season going, maybe we can see more of this universe. But the sad truth about it all is that there was a lot going against with it. There's really no being the original anime at all. The anime is a masterpiece, masterclass work of animation, direction, screenplay, acting, and it's an amazing show to watch. So you're kind of going for the inferior version on the Netflix adaptation. At the same time, as Chris Stuckman would say, and I do agree with him, there are some good parts about it. There wasn't like a whole lot of it, but there were still good. But there's parts that were bad and ugly. The bad and ugly parts comes from it is the screenplay, it is the direction, it is these weird ass choices that they keep on making to the characters, and you just have to say, no, that is not Jet. No, that's not Faye. That is not Gren. That's not Vicious. That's not Spike's girlfriend. That's not a lot of these characters. Like sure, you can say that they're the characters, but from the original anime, you're missing the point a whole lot. I'm not going to deep dive down too much because let's make this the discussion and rant once again, because I feel like what's done injustice is how these characters are portrayed. What was new for them? Like Jet Black, they added a family. I'm like, okay, but that's not the whole point of Jet Black. The whole point of Jet Black is to find a little bit where does he belong. He's a cop, after all, a former retired cop, and he's a good bounty hunter. At the same time, it's his time as a cop when he did have a relationship. I kind of drove her to be a little sad, depressed a little bit, and how she couldn't quite, live how she wanted to. And Jet Black was a very good boyfriend. The problem was that she wanted a little bit more of that freedom. And in the episode that you see Jet, talk about and everything with her, I think he even understands that, you know what, I'll let you go. It's kind of a way of him saying, I will let you go. I'll let you go with your new boyfriend. That, yes, the boyfriend is a bounty hunter. Yes, it is Jet's black job to bring him in alive and to collect the bounty. But when he does it in an episode, he does it, but he allows her to go free. He allows her to see him in jail. That is, he's allowing himself to bury the past and move forward. I think he finally understood what she meant with those words that, that she left in a note for him when he came back and she wasn't there. And I think that was a beautiful poetry, a beautiful send off for those characters. I feel like, yeah, that's Chip Black. Faye Valentine's supposed to be vulnerable. She's supposed to be sexy, very beautiful, but that's also because she's out of time. She didn't age for 55 years because A, she was in cryosleep and everything. But that's the point. When you see the episode when Faye, and the rest of the Bebop crew, they find the time capsule and everything that could lead to Faye's past and everything. It's like Faye does not want to watch the video. Like it's almost like she's regretting to watch it. Like she doesn't know like what her past self would say. And when you look at it, her past self is funny, vulnerable. She has friends. Like, here's what they're gonna do. Hey, me, I'm teen years in the future. Like, I hope you're doing okay. And yet, once she watches the video, you can tell that Faye is shocked on what she said, but also sad. There's that sigh of relief that you found yourself. You found the time capsule you and your friends have made. You found a sense of closure, and that's what bebop is about. It's about closing old wounds, dealing with loneliness and depression. And I got to say that wow, that's beautiful. That's amazing. I couldn't believe that a show like this exists and a show like this could talk about this shit. And I'm like, this is amazing. This is great. Let's talk about this shit. But just overall, like the Netflix version for Daniela just plays it way too aggressive. She's too aggressive. They cover a lot. I'm mad about that part. But it's like you're not fake. You're not getting into character a whole lot. You're just aggressive, annoying a bit. Sure, Faye was annoying as well, but she had her times where she was smart. She had times when that's like, yeah, I want a little bit more higher money than the rest of you guys. Split it our way. Well, that's the point when you're bounty hunters and you are with the Bebop crew. The Bebop crew is a group of strangers that should not work, but they end up relying on each other. They do secretly care about each other. Faye does care for Jet, Edward, Ein, and Spike. Spike cares for a whole lot enough for Jet Black because that's his partner in crime and everything, but he does care for Faye, Edward, and Ein. And the same thing for Jet. Jet always cares about everyone else. It's that weird group that you think that this is not going to work for a ragtag group. But again, it's like Guardians of the Galaxy. It's a group that does work because they all play off each other. It's a group that does work because you want to see them alive for the next episode to see upon what's the next adventure gonna be like. One day it could be a nice epic cowboy showdown. The next could be is a race against time to stop an animal organization group from almost turning a lot of people into monkeys. Yeah, I believe it was monkeys. So hurry, 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 hurry. At the next episode could be about a guy who is living a bad life, but he wants to do right by his sister and kind of cure her illness that she has, and you feel bad for the guy. The next episode can be about exploring a little bit of Faye's past or Spike's past, Jeff's past. How did Hein get here? Who's Edward? Who's Radical Edward? What's up? What's up all with these hieroglyphic drawings that's in Earth? That's what makes Bebop so special, and yet it's getting there with the Netflix adaptation. But every time I think they're gonna do something cool, they step it back and go like, "Oh man, this is just so wrong." But then again, as I'm gonna state this here now, what more can I say that has not been said by everyone else? I'm an advocate for one to say that I don't think it's that hard to make a live action anime adaptation. I don't think it's or should I let me rephrase that? I think you can make some of our beloved anime, manga, video games, books into a live action show. Some are better off as video games, some are better off as anime or an animation or just as a book, but I am an advocate for one that like I think it can work. They just need the right they truly do need the right talent behind it. I'm gonna read off a tweet that someone had on Twitter that I 100% agree with. This is by Santa P Equinox or Platinum Equinox. I hope this Cowboy Bebop live action cancellation serves as a serious lesson. Do not screw around if you plan on adapting an anime. I believe if placed in the right hands, a live action anime adaptation can do rather well, like Bleach or Rurouni Kenshin, for example. Just do it right. Not to mention you got Blade of the Immortal. I kind of do like monster from a bit. I think the live adaptation Ghost in the Shell it was pretty good. It just needed a better screenplay and to be a bit longer. I think that was my major problem with it. I think Johansson was a good choice for the major. It just needed to be done better. It needed to be acted better, directed better, have a good screenplay. But it did not work out in that way, and I feel a little bad and ashamed that like it didn't work out in the end. Like it didn't work out, but like At least they tried and they almost could get it. I think the Death Note. I think like a lot of the Death Note adaptation depends on which one you're looking at. I didn't like the show adaptation. I kind of like the fan project be a bit more and better. The one that they made with the future generation of Death Note, with there was multiple Death Note books out there. I think that one was okay. The North American adaptation was alright. It was cheesy. Felt like Final Destination kind of meets a little bit of Death Note, so I felt like that was fine. But it could just be a little bit more better again. Everything could always be better in a lot of different departments, but felt like it was okay. But what I'm disappointed about and mad about them felt like you have a lot of you have writers who've been on some good projects. You have some directors who've been on some good shows or directed some good films. Yet they keep fucking up all the time, and I don't know who to put the blame on. Part of the blame is on the screenwriters. Part of the same blame is on the directors who are trying to adapt the screenplay that they're given, and they're like, shit, we got to make this work somehow. And some of it does not translate too well from anime into live action. Edward, I feel bad for the kid who played Edward or Ed because it's like you're trying your best, but they forgot to tell you to like, let's tone it down just a bit, talk normally. We can keep the craziness of Edward still in there, but for the first scene, the first lines we get of Ed was not great. I'm sorry for all the headphone users out there, but it's like Spike, Spike Spiegel. Again, I apologize for your headphone users out there, and I just went like, oh god, no, 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 don't do this to Ed. And they did it to Ed. So I feel really bad. I feel really ashamed. I'm like, this could have been a good kid. I feel bad for the actor or the actress that was trying to portray Edward, but it's like Ed does not translate too well to anime. If they tone it down just a bit, kept some the same style of Ed that she does have in the anime, I think it would have worked out better. But I'm just like, wow, that was bad. That was terrible. You can kind of see there's some love and passion in the adaptation when it gets there, but this adaptation comes out from Cowboy Bebop is lazy. It feels like a fanfic, which is what John Chu has said. Like, it kind of does feel like an expensive fan fiction. Yet at the same time, it's like it's not quite there. It's one that we all did laugh at. It's one that we all said that we're all gonna watch it because to see just how the first episode went. But after that, it's just like really downhill afterwards. It's one that you say that it's not complete dead on arrival. It's one where you say that the working parts are there. They just never realize what the hell went on. If they listen to if they listen to Shinichiro Watanabe advice that I gave him, I think things would have been better. If they listened to the original creator who like wanted to do Cowboy Bebop and like went with director Shinichiro Watanabe, I think it would have been better. But it's just a mess. There's no structure. There's no rhyme. There's no reason. The cast is butchered from time to time. Some of them are trying their best to do a good job, like like John, the guy who plays Jet Black. Some of the villains are trying their best to make the script work, but a lot of them just couldn't do it. Even for Faye Valentine, I just feel bad for Faye. Daniela, shut the fuck up for crying out loud, because I just need you to focus on acting. Like, your engagement with the fans is a slap in the face to all of us. It's a slap in the face to all the cosplayers because it's like, yes, Danielle, tell us all that, like, yeah, we can't find your 6 foot tall lady, your double D lady. Daniela, Daniela, if you watch the material, look at the cosplayers, they're like around 5'6" for Faye Valentine and 34C cups. I'm sorry, you two, but I'm going there because it's like cosplayers can pull it off. I don't know why the costume designer who was chosen selected for this couldn't do it. But it's like it says a lot to me when you just go like, yeah, we couldn't find her. It's like you could have made a good Faye, but you're too aggressive for the role. John is trying his best, but there's only so far he can go to. And one of my friends, the Killer Critic, has said that when you look at the clip that they show with Edward in it, you can kind of tell that John's like, I'm done with this. I'm done. I'm like you made it through all 10 episodes, all the sessions, and now just like wow, like he's done. He's out of it, and he just does not want to do it anymore. So I did feel bad. I felt like, wow, that was just must have been a rough session. So it's canceled after one season, kind of like with Jupiter's Legacy. At the same time too, like not even a month later, they cancel the show. Again, I feel bad because I wanted to really like the Netflix adaptation of Cowboy Bebop. Like I said, if this was a different Bebop crew, totally fine. That'd have been fine. There's no Spike, there's no Jet Black, there's no Faye, there's no Edward, there's no Ein. Maybe they all could have shown up in a different adaptation later as cameos with the. But it's sad to see it go because it's like you had the potential to be great, but now all we're left is with nothing of eco value was lost, and that's kind of the truth. Yes, it was bad because a lot of the anime fans, including myself, we called out a lot of decisions that they were making because like, don't do that, just listen to the fans. And like we said in that Twitter, and like that guy said in that tweet, I think Cowboy Bebop is the lesson, and the One Piece adaptation is going to look way better. Because I have a feeling now, because after this, Oda-san's watching Tomorrow Studios and is like saying, "Don't you fuck this up. If you fuck up my manga that I've been creating for how many years now, for over 20 years, and if you fuck this up, I'm gonna be pissed off at you. I'm gonna be so mad that he's probably gonna pull the plug." And don't forget, I'm gonna keep saying this over and over again. Oda-san has stated in interviews, like for years, he's been getting offers and offers to do a live adaptation of One Piece, and he's denied them all. But for the past few years now, at the time of recording this video, and when they announced that Netflix would do it, is that A, he found a right person, his right partner that he's looking for to do this project. And what it's kind of like the convincing of the partner and him kind of warming up a little bit to say, all right, let's do it. But his main issue, his main goal, his main thing, if you're going to be doing this, it's got to be faithful, completely faithful. We're starting with the East Blue saga, so I am hoping that's going to be good. I mean, it is East Blue, so probably every episode is going to be like, it isn't going to be like an hour long a piece, 10 episodes, so it'll probably be like maybe a character and a half with each episode. So I do hope that's good. I'm fucking praying to fucking God that they don't screw it up because if that Cowboy Bebop was a big hit, you gotta remember that One Piece is literally the biggest manga and anime in the world. Same thing for Dragon Ball, the best anime and manga in the world. The world knows Dragon Ball. The world knows One Piece. A lot of our other anime out there, people don't know about. Like, oh yeah, I heard about this. But this is literally the one that's hit generation after generation. So good fucking luck, Tomorrow Studios and Netflix and all the cast, because I do like the cast at the moment. But God, they're gonna need all the help the world they can get. Anyway, guys, that is discussion at the end of the rant video. I hope you all did enjoy. Hit that like button, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys next time.